Hey guys, it's me, and I'm back with another video after my long break. I know you guys aren't happy, but I'm gonna do something that no YouTuber has done yet. Ever since the new edition of Prop Hunt, well then I've seen a couple different courses, you could say, or more like maps, one by now, but there's a couple other ones that aren't very good. And here I'm gonna give you 5 do's and don'ts for these types of maps. Here I'm joined with my friend TTG Ice. Well, he'll just kind of be watching me for now till I need him later. I also kind of need that gun. So, well, here he spawns. My first tip is, when you make one of these maps, you don't want to use spawn pads, because if this was in the home base and I was a prop, if I turned into this T-Rex, and just say there are a lot of T-Rexes, I could sneak in and just be like, yeah, and then I could kill the guy, but I'm glitched right now, so this doesn't work out. But yeah, so that's why you don't want to use that. Anyway, so, like I said, you don't want to use these. You don't actually want to use the item spawners. But what you want to do is you want to use the little team spawners here, right? And why the team spawners are better is because to make sure the right team gets the right stuff. You can't visually see it, but for team 1 you have this Prop-O-Matic, and for team 2 you have all those guns, right? So of course you're doing that, I'm not surprised. So this is the first time where I'm actually gonna use him as an example. Come over here, right? You just turn into one of these items, all right? Good boy. So, now why I say this is, when you make your prop hunt maps, you need to have the most important part, props. Because if you don't have props, then how's it a prop hunt? You can't hide anywhere, right? And another thing that you don't want to do, like I did, but I just did it on purpose just for this explanation. See how this dropped? You don't want that, because if a hider were to kill a prop hider, then what would end up happening is they could get the gun and it just won't work. So what you want to do is you want to put on your My Island settings, there's going to be some kind of setting that says like drop items on elimination. Turn that to delete, and so that'll work. Tip 3 is don't spend 5 hours or a really long time. I've learned from my mistake from doing that. Don't do that on something. I recommend just using prefabs, because everybody knows a good prefab because they're in the game, right? But when you add a bunch of these, you add on to the prefab, you make it look completely different. It just makes it so much better. Like here you see I added a bunch of barrels. Don't ask why this one's floating, it's glitched. And then a bunch of chairs and all of that, so it'd just be harder to see. So next, you have the spawn room. Obviously, I'm not gonna take forever to make this, but something you want is, you don't want to make this place blank. You want to have some kind of decoration. I only put in a sign because I didn't want, like I said, didn't want to take forever. And you definitely don't want to make this like out of wood. And you pretty clear resource, because then what would end up happening is they could easily see it, and then you know, like it easily see you. So you do this like barrier trick where if you get enough likes and you guys ask for it, I'll end up doing a little tip where, well, not a tip, but a whole guide on how to make these like barrier reactions and explosives and stuff like that, to where it'll actually be able to work. Like after a certain amount of time, it'll blow up, break the barrier, and you'll be out. I also recommend using that tall like wheat grass that you find in Fatal Fields, because that's perfect. You won't be able to see through it. Now finally, I'm not gonna, oh, you're safe, come over here. Finally, you have a simple but kind of commonly not listened to tip, is if you have something that like leads high up. I just built a staircase for simplicity reasons. Usually you're gonna want to have glider redeploy on your map, but you want to have barriers so people can't get out, right? Because I see that a lot. And what ends up happening is then they get out, and then what's going to end up happening is you have people hiding outside the map and all that stuff. So now I'm going to go. Now my friend here, TCG Ice Wolf, you can say hi if you want. Big shout out for him for helping me. He's going to go hide while I'm just going to go over here and wait for him. And yeah, and then I'll hunt him, and then I'll give a couple tips and tricks. It's something that you will end up wanting to do when you're making these maps. It's like I said, use prefabs. Don't spend 5 hours on one thing. Make sure to add a lot of different, what is it called? A lot of different, I just popped that in my mind, I'm sorry. A lot of different props that people can turn into. And by doing that, you're making a better map, and it'll just be better overall. And so by doing this, you're just increasing how good your map is. You'll get more likes, well, not really likes, but more encouragement from the people who play it to make more maps. I'm hoping that you're ready, yeah, because there's propping, so yeah, you're good. So yeah, I'm gonna go try and hunt him. It'll be pretty simple, because like I said, this is all makeshift. And yeah, I'll go make more detailed guides on like another do's and don'ts, but more building related, prop related if I get good likes, and you guys can tell me what you want to see first. Explosive timing related to do like the barrier trick I was talking about, and that type of stuff. And I'm also trying to get 1,000 subs, but that's way too high, so I'm just, because I want to get a supported creator code. I've got some good maps. And especially prop hunt, so that's where I was kind of testing this out, right? Oh, what? Oh, I should, oh yeah, also that reminds me, you want to turn off environmental damage. So if you shoot something, you can't really, if you shoot something, it won't immediately get destroyed. Like if I get something wrong, then it won't immediately get destroyed, because what do you know? Now there's like no point of hiding, because I can just go. Oh, whoops. I destroyed the floor and all that. Oh, wait, what? What were you? Anyway, that was much better. That was much better than we did our practice. Also, here you have my good friend Smokey. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shoot you. So yeah, I'm sorry again. I just really like forest fires. Why? Okay, good, you're dead now. That took long enough. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and you know, try maybe, I want to hit at least 50, 100 subs. I'm a small channel, but at least with this video, I hoped I helped you guys.